Oh no, I wasn't doing. I was going to mute the desktop audio.
Jabab said for the other tutorial.
Okay, got it. All right, let's just mute the desktop audio real quick so y'all don't hear that, and let's do a quick tutorial here. Okay. Actually, what I'll do is okay, here we go. That's done, that's done, that's done. Close that real quick. Okay. Now, here we go. Okay, so this is just going to be a quick tutorial on T-spin doubles. We do have other training materials, but this one's just going to focus on T-spin doubles for now. Oops. So the basic concept of a T-spin is when you spin a T-piece into a spot where it looks like it shouldn't fit. And that's really a bad description, but it's the easiest way I can describe it without showing you. And then you further define a T-spin by the number of lines that you clear. So a T-spin single clears 1 line, a T-spin double clears 2 lines, and a triple clears 3. In modern version of Tetris, like Tetris 99, a T-spin, you send 2 lines of damage for every line you clear. So a T-spin double is the same as doing a Tetris. So that can be really efficient use of pieces, because instead of building up to get 4 lines to clear a Tetris, you can just build up to get 2 lines and do the same amount of damage. So it's a good in offense and defense too. Setting up those T-spin opportunities can take a little while to recognize, but after a little bit of practice, it's pretty simple, especially T-spin doubles. So here's an example of a T-spin double setup. You notice this little T-spin T-shaped spot right here, and you also notice an overhang. So what happens here is, if you can kind of see it here, you take that T piece and you lower it down in there. So if you see this little crevice here, it looks like a T. You have to create the overhang. The overhang has to just be 1 piece. So that works pretty well with a square, because you can see now it's just going to slide right in there. So here on this next slide, you can see what we do with this piece is we slide it on down, slide. You can't hard drop it. You got to soft drop it on in here. And when it gets right here, you've got to rotate it. Now, if you're like Line Piece Lex and other people, you can over rotate this guy and rotate it like 3 times to get it over here. Or you can just rotate it once if you use both buttons and get it in one shot. So you slide them in like this, and then rotate them in and snap them in place. And that clears these 2 lines, and that sends 4 lines of damage to your opponent. So the key to setting up a T-spin double is to look for a single column wide opening like this. This is a single column wide, right? With an even opening on each side. So we have 1 hole here and 1 hole here. So it looks like a T-piece could fit right there. If you were to rotate this guy around, you can see a T would fit in right there. Just kind of envision that and hold that in your mind. And then you create the overhang. You can do that a bunch of different ways. Here's one way. You can also do it with a piece like this. You can kind of see where that would be. Here's another way. Once you've created that overhang, you don't have to do it in this order, but this is an easy way if you're learning how. Once you've created that overhang, now you just fill up the rest around it. If you don't fill this up, then snapping that T in place isn't actually going to clear any lines. So if you were to snap this T in place right now, that's cool. You did a T-spin. It'd be a T-spin nothing. T-spin, just call it a T-spin, because you're not clearing any lines. So you've got to fill all this stuff in over here. So that way when you snap that piece in there, it's going to clear 2 lines. Now, assuming this is what you have in your queue, how could you arrange these to do a T-spin double setup? So this is what we're looking like here. Actually, this was not supposed to be already made, so forget that. Here's another one. So here's an example of one where you have a T-spin setup. You can take this, put this right here, and then now next up you can do a T-spin right here. Slide this piece in. Bam, bam, bam. Do a T-spin double, and that clears 2 lines. So that sends, 4 lines of damage. And then with your very next line, you're going to drop this guy in here and send another 4 lines of damage for that Tetris, plus a bonus for the combo, plus any other kind of bonuses that you might have. So recognizing your T-spin opportunities when you're in trouble can be a good way to fend off attackers. And I kind of had this made up, but I don't remember. Oh, here we go. So in this situation, when you have this T-piece coming up right here, say you're up near high, you've made a few mistakes, your very first gut impression might be to take this T-piece and to rotate it in right here and to clear a line, just to clear that line. Or you might think that you could build this up and do something like this and clear a line, and then put this here and clear another line and get some kind of a single going. You can certainly do that. That does work. But what you could do instead, while this play does clear a line, it won't send any damage to your opponents or prevent any jump lines from being sent to you. And that was that example. What you can do instead is swap out your green piece here. Swap out your green with your T. And instead of doing that, set this guy up right here. And you can see we've made a T-spin double opportunity. And then there you go. So now you'd slide this guy in here and slide him in. And now that's the same thing as doing a Tetris and damage. All right, so now let's go ahead and switch over to a game and we'll play, and I'll go a little bit slow and we'll do some in gameplay. Here we go, countdown's coming. Calling you out in the middle of the tutorial. All right, let's get some background music going. Okay, here we go. Actually, I'll lower the background music and turn up the Elgato. Okay, Chabab's in the same game. Let's go, Chabab. I'm gonna go nice and slow and just do some T-spin. Do some T-spin double opportunities here. Hey Matthew, how you doing? After this, Twitter. Okay, here we go. All right, this is nothing great, so I'm just kind of build up a bit. Okay, there's one. Oh, never mind. Here's one right here. So you can kind of see that little opening there. So now by taking this piece here, this is a really bad play, but just to prove that how to do a T-spin, the next piece I'm gonna do, I'll put this here so it doesn't block out. So this block is gonna now make the T-spin, is gonna give me that overhang that I need. I'm gonna put it right here, and then slide this T-spin in here, and once it gets down there, I'm gonna spin it. That's a T-spin double, so that did 5 lines of damage. Okay, I can do it here. See the, but I don't have a T piece coming. So we're not, well, it's fine. Okay, here's an interesting one. These are kind of fun to do. So if you see that, you can kind of see that T right there. You can sort of see it. I'll go slow. So obviously that's not going to do anything. If I put that T piece there right now, that would not do anything. But if you can think ahead, that's where the T piece is going to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy here. That's going to create the overhang. My red piece is then going to fill in what I need for the double over there. So there's my overhang. You can see the T piece, but I still need my red piece over there on the far left to fill in my double line that's going to clear. So this guy has to go here, otherwise that far left piece is not going to clear. So now once I place that, I'm ready. So this guy's gonna slide right in here. And then once it gets in there, I'm just gonna rotate him, boom, just like that. And that sent 4 lines of damage, just the same as a Tetris. And here we go, here's another one. So if you see that T-spin, if you see it there, once this line clears, this is pretty fancy. It's kind of hard to see. But if you can see it, you can see it. Now do you see it? And then see, this is just going to be a T-spin single because I'm not going to clear 2 because I don't want to cover that hole right there. That's okay, there's a T-spin single. And then here I can use a T-piece to set up my T-piece, my T-spin. And there it is again. You see that same kind of cavity right there? Okay, I can create my overhang like that. That's one way to do it. All right, so now I'm just gonna slide them in, and there we go. Okay, here's one. Right here. So right now see, do you see it? I have this piece, I can put it right there, and that creates the thing. So when you see that kind of an opening there, you can go, oh shoot, my line piece needed to be over there, but oh well. So that was a T-spin single because it only cleared one line. Okay, so here we go again. This is going to create the crevice. Right now it's not, but once this piece goes in there, it will. And then I'll use the T-piece over there on the far right, on the 9 column, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the 9 column. Right here, sit up straight to create the overhang. Slide them in. There we go. And here we're just doing a classic Tetris build. To kind of get ourselves out of a little bit of trouble here. Let's not, we could make an overhang there, but we don't have the right pieces coming up, so let's just play it safe. Oh no. Man, wouldn't it be nice if I could win a game on one of these tutorials? Okay. All right. See if we can get a few more opportunities in here. Okay, I'm gonna go for a different strat here and see if we can get a little bit of stupid, never mind. Trying to get some relief with a 4 wide, but okay, there is one right there. Uh-oh. Okay, let's get brave and try it here. Oh well. Second place again. Alright, hopefully that was a decent tutorial on how to T-spin double. Alright, that'll end that tutorial. See if we have any questions here. Are humans... Hey Skillet, how you doing? Could have continued that setup a T-spin by doing a T-spin single. Thanks, Swervin. The overhang is what he wanted to say for a thing. Thanks, Swervin. Hey, Mets. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Let's be brave and try it here. And said no T-spin expert ever. Well, I'm glad that's what happens when you go for the T-spins when you're not in the best position. You know what? T-spins cost the games half the time. I've had more losses due to T-spins than wins due to T-spins, but that doesn't make them any less fun. Twitter. What is Twitter? What am I doing on Twitter, Lydia? So demanding. Cutest shot ever. That is a cute little shot, Lillian. Let's look at that shot. My new thrill is all clears, perfect clears. Yes, that is a cute little shot. Can you make a cupcake look like this? Let's get a cupcake with eyes